As American bombers flew into Britain in case of conflict, Claire Short, a member of Blair's own cabinet, moved to quit, accusing the Prime Minister of being reckless.
Am I bothered though?
It put you shoulder to shoulder, it soldered you with an American president many people in this country, above all in your own party, loathed, George W. Bush.
Am I bothered?
These last few weeks and days before the war, which caused your reputation so much damage and caused so much anger in the country, one of the other great issues was the legal cover for war. Now, the Foreign Office lawyers were jumping up and down saying we don't have legal cover.
Does my face look bothered though?
You're an enemy to Islam and Muslims. Shame on all of us to sit down and listen to him.
But I ain't bothered.
JP Morgan paid him off for the Iraq war. 3 months after we invaded Iraq, he held up the Iraq bank for $20 billion. He was then paid $6 million every year and still is from JP Morgan 6 months after he left office. The man is a war criminal.
Out.
When you go back to those old-fashioned values, how are they consonant with your party taking money from a pornographer?
Am I bothered?
They also own horny housewives, mega boobs, posh wives, Skinny and Wrigley. Do you know what these magazines are like?
But I ain't bothered.
But you wouldn't take money, I take it, from a tobacco manufacturer, but you would take it from a pornographer.
Look at my face. Is my face bothered?
Tell me about the sitting in Downing Street having a cup of coffee in the morning and listening to, say, 1 million people outside protesting. Did those protesters, and that's the enormity of it at the time, give you pause for thought?
Does my face look bothered though?
The number of soldiers that have died, British soldiers in Iraq, and the countless number of Iraqi civilians that have died. Have you ever had a moment of a night where you might have shed a tear and said, this is horrific? Did you ever cry about what's happened?
Face bothered.
When you arrive into a situation like this, a live television interview, and you come through the gates and you have people chanting with the placards and so on, and they're shouting war criminal, and they're shouting at you, are you a war criminal?
I ain't bothered.
Do you think you have blood on your hands?
I don't care, because I ain't bothered.
Let's also remember that if I'd taken the opposite decision, or if America had taken the opposite decision, there were also people dying under Saddam every year. Just one little thing which is worth pointing out. Under Saddam, the child mortality rate in Iraq was the same as the Congo. Now, it is down to a third of what it was. That's 50 or 60,000 children, extra children, living every year there. So, when you look at the history of this...
ABC News and the BBC teamed up to survey Iraqis.
60% say life is bad. That's double the level 2 years ago when elections made people more hopeful.
Fewer than half the Iraqis, just 42%, said life was better now than it was under Saddam Hussein. Why? The answer is the violence. 80% of Iraqis tell us they have experienced attacks nearby.
The whole world has an opinion about the war. In a major study of 26,000 people in 25 countries done for the BBC this winter, a majority in 21 of the countries surveyed said they disapproved of the U.S. handling of the Iraq War. In France, Argentina, Egypt, Lebanon, and Turkey, the number who disapproved registered 90% or more.